Hello, welcome to the Games HUDCast, number 22. I am Rich, and today I'm joined by Kev.
Hiya.
And Ollie.
Woo!
Woo! Awesome. Right, well, I think we'll kick things off with the usual what have we been playing?
Yep.
So, what have you been playing, Kev?
I'm on the final boss of Dark Souls 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon I'm just going to say this every HUDcast that we have, Dark Souls. It's just like, but I am actually on the final boss now. I'm just
Maybe next week you can actually bring something new. Mind you, I'm a massive hypocrite myself.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. We should just start the next HUDcast with me just running around the sofa and just cheering with joy that I've actually completed it.
That is your homework for next time. If you don't have that done, then you're not welcome back again.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to completing it, but I am going to miss the challenge because I'm looking forward to a lot of games this year, but I don't think any are going to show as much hair-pulling difficulty as Dark Souls has.
Sure.
You're a brave man.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it.
You're a brave man.
Yeah, I'm braver than I couldn't do that. Man.
Yeah, I think so. On the final boss of that,
wow, awesome.
I really haven't been going through that much. I'm pretty sure I'm at the very end of Outlast, which has been great. I just don't want it to end because I've heard that it's a short game. So the whole time I've been playing, I'm like, how long is it? Because I don't know.
Right, yeah.
I haven't looked at any walkthroughs or anything, so I don't know how long it is. But
about 8 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it's good. I think I'm getting pretty near the end though, because it's starting to escalate.
Wow.
So
okay.
That's cool.
Sweet, man.
And Worms Battlegrounds for the Xbox One.
You know, I need to pick that up.
It's not worth the money that it is at the moment for picking up.
Really?
If you really want to play it, just borrow it off me because it's great. But I'm a massive fan of Worms Armageddon, just in its standard form. I'm not a big fan of all this water. Like they've got all this
water.
They've got all these bits where there's like pockets in the landscape where there's like water involved, and if you hit it, the water like floods the map in certain areas, and actually drowns on the worms.
Oh wow!
And it gives way for a hell of a lot more strategy compared to the old games.
Right.
But I kind of miss the old games, and they've ruined the ninja rope. They've ruined it.
Oh no!
Worms Reunited. That's where it was at for me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the old Worms. You just can't beat it. I'd almost want to see. Yeah, it is absolute classic. I'd rather just see just a collection of all the old Worms games come out for the new gen, as opposed to them just keep trying to reimagine the old ones.
Sure. Okay.
I'm enjoying it. It's probably worth picking up, but not for 30 quid.
Oh. Okay.
So
that's fair enough.
yeah. So those three games have just been the hotspot at the moment. I've been kind of working on stuff for articles and things like that. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Awesome. Ollie.
To be honest, I've been pretty lame. Lame.
That's all right.
It's been way too hot to turn anything on. I have been continuing to play Lego Batman, which is it's a Lego game. It's ridiculously good fun.
Yeah, is that on the Vita, yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I can't tell if there's any sort of major differences between the console version or the Vita version, but it looks great. It's free.
Yeah.
Can't complain. I played a little bit more of Strider, which is still really good, but I think playing it in like spats and spurts will definitely make that game last longer.
Sure.
Otherwise, you just get a bit frustrated. Like some of the level designs are so good, but then other times you just kind of crave just a straightforward level where you haven't got to
that was the problem.
go everywhere.
Right. Okay.
But that game is stupidly enjoyable. And I still haven't finished Wolfenstein, but I haven't actually played it for about a week or so.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, there's just been lots of other stuff going on. Obviously, the play starting to ramp up a little bit now. So
yeah, because you're directing a play. So
I am directing a play. Come see it.
Little plug there. Let's get a little plug in there. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be good.
Sweet man. Excellent.
Right, and Richard.
Yes, what have I been playing?
What have you been playing? What have I been playing?
Well, you know, last time we said about Watch Dogs, and we said how I really need to pick it up again. Well, I picked it up again. I started playing it again, and then I put it down again. Because basically, Destiny beta came out, because I pre-ordered the game. I pre-ordered like the mid-range sort of box set thing.
Yeah.
So that gets me like the art book, the steel book, a couple of extra little bits. but there is a 150 quid all-out crazy version, which I can't obviously afford, which comes with a model Ghost.
Wow.
Which looks incredible, and it comes with with me and Ollie being in our band, we made up those little badges, those little what do you call them?
Like the patches.
The patches. Thank you. It actually comes with a patch. And all that kind of stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I want that patch," but I can't spend 140 quid.
You'd be able to pick up all the little bits and bobs from eBay. Yeah, people that just buy the thing and then just realise it just wasn't worth it. It's like the Titanfall Massive Edition was like 250 quid, and it came with the model Titan with the blue neon lights.
Titan
and stuff.
Was absolutely enormous, though. Did you see the size of it?
It was. Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It was well over 18 inches.
What
it was.
Model?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
It was enormous. It was so big.
Oh, I didn't realise.
Easily one of the biggest giveaways I think I've ever seen in a game box.
Jeez. Oh man, crazy.
That's cool.
But yeah, completely spoiler free. Thing about it's all right, dude. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say about not Titanfall, Destiny. It is wicked. It's very much. The beta is very similar to the alpha, in that. You basically just get like one small chunk of a level.
Yeah.
But it feels more
just
like...
while you're while you're talking about Destiny there, I just need to disappear for 2 seconds.
No worries, man, no worries. Okay, because he really doesn't want to know about spoilers.
Well, I don't really want to know about spoilers.
No, it's okay.
I can handle it.
Totally spoiler free.
Okay.
Effectively, it's very similar to the alpha, but it feels like this is probably how the game's going to start. They've actually bothered putting in cutscenes and starting you off on simple missions and building you up, and it's kind of like the first few levels are like a tutorial, and it ramps up the difficulty quite quickly actually. Cool. It's a lot more difficult to buy things and to level up and stuff like that now. You can see they've totally clamped that down now. Good. I think for the alpha they kind of just made it a bit easier for you, just so you could just see what was out there. It gave you more powerful weapons, better armour, things like that, which you won't get straight away now, which feels more like you've really got to earn it, which is good.
Yeah, that is good. I've got a really big thing about betas when they deliver a beta for a game and it's halfway through the game. Dead Space. Visceral did this with Dead Space quite a bit. They released a beta for the game, and you would play it thinking this is it's obviously near the beginning. They obviously don't want to give too much away. And it ended up being halfway through the campaign of Dead Space. And you're oh man, this is I remember this from the beta, but I actually didn't want this to be so far into it. Yeah. So if Destiny's actually restricting themselves a little bit, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I still haven't played a damn thing, seen a thing.
That's totally cool. That's totally cool. Just leave it like that, and it comes out on the 9th of September. I think. Do you know?
I think Destiny's probably going to be the next brand new game I pick up.
Yes.
There's just. I'm sure we'll talk about it in a bit, but there's just nothing out there commanding you to go and spend money.
No.
Well, this is it. We'll get to that in a bit, I think. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Really, we have to sort of really pick our games wisely, I think. But apart from that, I've been playing. I've gone back to a bit of Titanfall. Titanfall is just one of those games that you just constantly want to pick up.
Yeah.
And then put down
solid.
A bit. I've been playing the version 4 update.
Oh,
so now you can change the voice of your Titan, and you can pick a little picture for it. You can do all kinds of things. So basically, I've got the Jeeves voiceover, which kind of sounds like Jarvis from Iron Man, which makes me feel even more cool.
That's awesome.
It's pretty badass. It is really good, and I don't know if the version 4 has done this, but the controls, or maybe my controllers updated at last or something. The controls are super fast.
Really?
And I don't know if that's because I've been playing too much Destiny, and it's quite a slow movement game, but not that there's anything wrong with that. Destiny feels perfect.
Fluid.
But when you go to Titanfall, it's like you're freaking going on drugs or something.
Yeah.
You're just going crazy.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, but yeah. It took a few goes to get used to Titanfall again because it's so fast.
Turn the sensitivity down.
Yeah.
So turn left and just throw your gun across the map.
Yeah, exactly.
Titanfall is still just that solid title though that I'm never not in the mood for it. It's just I'm in the mood for something else at the moment. But whenever I've sort of get that hankering to play a game, it's always play a match on Titanfall.
Yeah,
makes me feel good.
Awesome. Right, well, on to the news, and there's quite a lot of news today. Obviously, we like to do that. We like to do this over the last couple of weeks. Kicking it off with Tekken 7's been announced with a little teaser trailer.
Sweet.
Which, yeah,
love
cool.
Tekken.
I'm not sure how much I care about Tekken anymore, if I'm totally honest. But,
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken. You've got to care about the big three.
I think, since they've remade Mortal Kombat, for me, that's kind of almost pushed everything else aside. I can't
ever let go of Street Fighter. That is still
Street Fighter
tip of the iceberg for me. It's just
I want to see them remake Mace.
Faultless.
64.
Stop going on about Mace. Christ's sake! Every time it's Mace.
I've said it like
Mace. Oh, you played Mace.
Oh, you just said it more times than I've ever said
it. Mace. Awesome.
All right, I'll never mention Mace again.
You better not.
Mace.
Okay, Mace. Okay, so new characters. New characters added to Mace. I mean, Super Smash Bros. Fire Emblem stars Lucina, Chrome, and Robin. There will be both the male and female versions of Robin, and also the one that Tom will basically just jizz himself over is Captain Falcon has been announced.
Nice. He has indeed. I'll do a little happy dance in aid of Tom, who obviously isn't here. So so Captain Falcon is there.
There we go. There it is.
Doing the happy dance.
He will be very happy about that. That's all
Captain
he is
Falcon's
fucking
been in
whinged
every
on about.
single iteration of the game. It's not really surprising, but it's good that he's been announced. So all good. On a slightly darker turn, I just wanted to get this out there early because then we can just lighten the mood again. A Chinese couple have actually been arrested for selling their 2 children into child trafficking. Just to fund online gaming. And basically it was for in-app purchases. I mean, what the hell? What the hell?
I shouldn't be smiling or laughing.
No, I know.
But I just can't think of anything more ridiculous.
To sell
children. It's
my children upset me and they annoy me sometimes, and by God, sometimes it's difficult. But I'm not so sure I'd ever sell them to buy something in a game.
Especially for a video game, really.
It's like a video game is released at the end of the month and you kind of get to the end of the month, run out of money, you're just looking around do I sell the kids?
The kids have got to go. The kids have got to go.
I'm desperate for this in-app purchase. I just can't live my life anymore without this in-app purchase.
Yeah.
I've got to get rid of the kids.
I'm being ridiculously stupid here. What do they mean by an in-app
purchase? Basically like game add-ons or something like that, or sometimes with these online games,
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, you can buy. Excuse me. You can put real-world money into game world currency.
Oh, I see. Did Eve Online do that?
Yes, loads of games do.
Eve does it. World of Warcraft does it.
All those kind of MMOs and all that kind of stuff. They all do that kind of in-app kind of purchase type thing.
That's unbelievable.
I don't know what game they were playing.
No, they didn't say.
But apparently, it's good enough to sell children for.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that at all. But
that's pretty dark.
Yeah,
I will say that
awful.
is.
Anyway,
I think that's one of the darkest things gaming news-wise we've heard for a long time.
Yeah,
the thing is, when I read about it on the articles, I actually read 3 separate articles from 3 different news sites, and one of them said that they sold 2 kids, another one said they sold 3 kids.
What?
And then they had it all mixed up. If you actually look about it on the internet, there's sites that say, first they sold their little girl for £500, and then there's then they sold their second son for 4,500 because apparently boys are worth more in Japan or China.
China. Yeah. That women in China thing is awful.
Yeah, and you kind of read about it, and it's like everyone's saying different things, and I don't know. It's just I just gave up in the end because it was just depressing.
Just throwing this out there. If they did sell their kids for even if they sold them for £500 a piece, that's £1,000. What in-game money costs £1,000? Surely it's normally only 15, 20 quid for a sword.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
All I can say is they must be at the top of the levels now, because otherwise I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Just sold your kids, spent £1,000.
Yeah. Well, at least they've been arrested.
Yeah, it was their mother, wasn't it, that dobbed them in?
Really?
Yeah, their mum dobbed them in because she was like, "Where are my grandchildren going?" And then she found out, and then was just like, dominated the police.
Wow. Jesus.
But just they could have then taken the computer to that grandmother and say, "But look what I bought with it."
Yeah, look at this goddamn sword.
But I'm a level 95 elf mage thing. Okay,
With a sword and a horse,
with
and
a sort of
I'm not too sure why the horse is here.
unicorn horse.
Unicorn horse.
What would have been even more demented if they sold their kids to buy like kids in the game?
Digital children.
Digital children.
The irony.
I'll stop.
Okay, alright, well, moving on. The modder, known as The Worse, who's the guy who made the mod for Watch Dogs, has finally released his definitive version of the mod. So basically, make Watch Dogs look as best as it can while still retaining the performance from your PC.
Yeah.
So it's only PC only, but that's actually a finished, like, kind of 1.0 version release now.
What,
So-
he's doing more?
No, well, he might do, but basically what he's come out with is that's he's happy with that. He's actually giving it a proper release now. So anyone out there, PC gamers,
Yeah, the souped up PC.
with Watch Dogs who wants to actually play Watch Dogs,
Awesome.
then get on it. Basically,
Yeah.
awesome. EA's AAA Battlefield Hardline has been delayed to 2014 due to beta feedback. Basically, all the feedback they've had from the beta, they've realised they're just not ready.
Jeez, I thought the feedback from the final game of Battlefield 4 would have been enough for them just to delay it and actually get it right this time round.
Yeah.
I would have thought there would have been a beta that would have changed their minds about that.
I've got to be honest as well. The more I see of that game, the less interested I am. That's going to sound awful,
It's
but
just Battlefield.
But this is the thing, like, they made out, or I perceived it as it being something really different and like a reinvention. But it really, the more I see of the gameplay, in my opinion, it just looks like a
Outdoor corridor shooter.
a normal Battlefield game with a slightly different direction on where you need to go. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's almost like that one where you have to capture the different points and one person has to defend those points. But it's just that one game mode.
Yeah.
But they've called it a heist because now, like, you know, because of GTA 5 and stuff, like, heist is the new cool
success
word.
of Payday, I think, has got something to do with it as well.
Yeah, but it's just like I'm not interested in that, and I thought it was going to be the game that was going to return me to modern shooters, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be. I'm not going to go for it personally. But
fair enough.
Speaking of delays, Dragon Age Inquisition has been pushed back a month. Which isn't too
To be honest,
so,
I'd completely even forgotten there was a new Dragon Age coming out.
Oh, that's alright. Yeah.
The trailer. There was an E3 trailer, wasn't there? Didn't excite me too much.
It looks pretty good.
But then
Looks
that
pretty
much because I never played the old Dragon Ages. To be
good.
honest
Yeah.
with you.
So
I'm still really dubious about all these games that sort of. I don't know. I'm still waiting for that next gen. Fucking smash, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'd imagine Dragon Age is coming
Destiny.
out on everything.
It's Destiny.
No,
It's going to be Destiny.
I hope so.
I'm gonna keep on about it. It's all good. Right. Okay. So, id Software at QuakeCon released actual gameplay of the latest Doom. Which
Is it in software doing it?
Yeah.
I didn't realise. Dark Souls. Is it Dark Souls?
No, that's From Software.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get confused.
Basically, it's only the footage was exclusive to QuakeCon, so it's not going to be released on the line for anyone else.
On
So
the line.
we have to wait a bit longer to actually see anything. But the reports
It'll be
are
a
coming
good
back extremely positive.
Oh, really?
They're saying that it looks incredible. It's fast paced. It's gory. There's jetpacks. There's all kinds of awesome weapons. You can carry all the weapons all at once.
Good.
Like you could with the original Doom.
Yeah.
There's no regenerating health. You have to get like health packs and stuff like that. So it is like
Classic Doom.
Old classic Doom. It's just called Doom.
Good.
As well. So it's basically.
But then the
it's a
movie was just called Doom as well.
That's true. Did
you guys both play Doom 3?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That game is probably one of the few games that single-handedly managed to make me shit my pants continuously.
At the same time, as soon as I got that shotgun, I just started laughing as I was running around, just going like a bit vindictively, like bit evil. It brought out an evil, dark side of me, which just kind of enjoyed the shotgun too much.
What I really liked about Doom 3 is the fact that it was samey like Doom, like all the way through, which I enjoyed. But just when it started getting to that point where I was like, I've seen enough corridors now. You go to hell. And it's got all that really cool block work that just like opens up. You're just like, this is awesome. Yeah. Just
and the teleportation just looked like that teleportation just looked like you were being digested through some kind of cancerous organ. It was that blew my mind. Like graphically as well as like ingenuity of the level design. It was great. It still stands up today. I think even the Xbox version was such a good looking game, but it looked better in my opinion than a lot of the 360 launch titles. But
it does.
Phenomenal game. Such a good game. Such a good franchise, to be honest. I don't think there's actually a bad Doom game.
No, I wouldn't say there was actually. No.
Like the classic 3, like Doom 2 and Final Doom on PS1 and PC were all amazing. Doom 64 was great. Doom 3 was great.
I forgot about that.
Oh, dude, Doom 64 is phenomenal.
Wicked, man.
So good.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good news.
Also, it's gonna it's gonna disappoint the PC master race, but it is gonna come to consoles as well. So win for the consoles right there.
Like it was ever not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Just while we're on the subject of PCs, I've got like nothing against anyone that wants to do that and wants to game on a PC, and loads of people are saying it's the only way to play games these days. But I've got to say, if the only way I could play video games was on a Windows-based like PC, I would never play a single video game in my life ever again. I just want to put that out there, just because I just would never go back to Windows.
I just love.
There's a lot. I must admit that there's a lot of. I'd love to try it. Like I don't want to spend thousands and thousands of pounds trying it.
But I would. That's the problem.
Yeah, but a lot of people have bought some really good gaming PCs lately, and
and I don't blame them. That's totally up to them. And I think like again, they're going to get superior graphics for like a year.
I just want to see what it's like. You know, I want to see what it's like because I mean, my friend Dan's playing Skyrim on PC at the moment, and he says the graphics. I mean, this is a game that's like how old on a console? Like 4 years old, maybe 4 years old.
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
And he said the graphics are just kicking the shit out of anything that he's playing on the current generation consoles, and it's just because you can download all these patches, these updates, these mods for Skyrim, and just make it look like it came out today.
Well, that's the thing about the whole PC community, the whole modding side of things. You know, if you're really into it, you can mod the hell out of your game and do whatever you want to, which is cool. But my problem comes into, and I have been there. I was a PC gamer about 10 years ago, and I put a good $1,500 into a computer, and within maybe a year and a half, maybe getting on for 2 years, maybe it was like out of date, and nothing would really work on it anymore. And
see, this is the problem with it.
Yeah, and this is it. And after like another year, the thing actually exploded. A fireball came out the back of it and all kinds of stuff. So it's just that's when I switched to Mac, and I haven't gone back. So
it is a real shame. If they made PC gaming more affordable, given the lifespan of a top of the range gaming PC, then I think that would infinitely help. And I must admit, with everybody banging on about PC gaming and genuinely seeing what it can do, it does make me consider waiting and seeing what Steam boxes end up doing.
Well, again, because that's Linux based. So like I said before, you'd be surprised the amount of games that are coming out for Mac now as well. I just have a real problem with Windows. I just cannot stand using that pile of crap. And I'm not gonna if I've got nothing wrong with the actual components of a PC and the power behind it, absolutely. But does it have to run on Windows? Do they have to develop for Windows? I know it's probably just because it's popular, but just come on, But mind you, with the whole Steam, Steam OS being Linux based, it means that things are going to have to be supported by Linux Anyway, so you could have a Linux machine.
When is the Steam box out?
Aren't they out in America?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
Next
I thought
year?
they came out.
Oh,
I thought they came out in the summer
might be
this
out,
year.
Actually, already. It's the Steam
We'll have to have a
controller
check.
which has been postponed, isn't it?
I don't like the Steam controller. I think it looks really chunky and weird.
It just looks a bit weird. Looks like a little bit of a scared owl.
But I think it might. I think the Steam box might end up. If I've gone from over the course of 8 or 9 months from saying, don't think there's a market for it, don't see the point, to sort of kind of going, I really fancy trying PC gaming, but I don't want to spend £2,000, £3,000 on a really good PC and then have to spend £1,500 on a fucking monitor.
Yeah.
So,
the problem is,
£700 for a mid-range Steam box to plug straight into my TV. I'd be more willing to try that, because if it's really not what I want, I'm sure I could sell it and probably make my money back.
Because this is the problem. I'm glad you said like mid-range there, because I don't think the cheaper Steam boxes will be able to handle much, because they're meant to be more like a relay from your beefy PC to your TV. So it's kind of like, well, if you haven't got a beefy PC, you're going to have to spend a bit of money to get the right components, to get the right gear. So
I think it's.
But it does sound like they're removable, though, from the sounds of it.
Yeah, I think it is modular. So I think
you might be able to upgrade it,
pull it apart like a PC, and I mean, I guess it depends on the company making them. Some might be kind of more locked down than others.
Yeah, not wanting people to fiddle with it and chip it and things like that, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so.
That'll be the biggest thing. But I reckon it's partly as well because we're going through this console phase at the moment, right, with the PS4, the Xbox One, and where developers are still catering to the old gen. The PC has kind of like the upper hand, because everything that's kind of being released for us console guys is still kind of catering to the old gen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, Titanfall, it's still on the 360. So the PC gamers are sat there being like, well, we've got like the upper hand here in terms of graphical, output.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking forward to that point where there's just loads of stuff out on the Xbox One that looks as good as it does on the PC when it's released. Without having it modded.
Basically, it will just come in like a big peak. There'll be a moment in a couple of years' time where the now current gen, the PS4 and Xbox One, will look absolutely incredible, and it will look better than anything. And then it will go down again as it fades to the end. I know, obviously, by the end of the last generation, they were getting the most out of the PS3 and the Xbox, and you were getting some incredible looking stuff, but still it didn't match up to the quality of the PC, and that's where the PC will take over again. It's just kind of like, end of the day, like, console life is. I mean, imagine having a PC for 10 years.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a PC for 10 years. You'd maybe have it for probably 4 years tops.
4 or 5, yeah.
Tops.
If it survived 10 years, that would be ridiculous.
If it survived 10 years on a Windows-based machine, I'd be extremely surprised. So it's one of those things. There's always a like a give or take situation. Yeah, like there's always a cut off, a compromise.
Yeah.
If you leave it, Jem, I'll sort it in a sec.
It's all good. So moving on. The Last of Us One Night Live has been announced. Have you guys heard about this?
Absolutely not.
It's a theatrical performance / live reading of choice scenes from the game, starring the actors. So basically, it's going to be a live rendition of some of the scenes of The Last of Us, and it's actually going to be live. Basically, tickets are free. It's in America. But it's going to be live on Twitch, YouTube, and the Pierce Network on the 28th of July, which is next Monday.
Wow!
Oh wow! That's...
is it costing anything?
No, it's free to watch.
What's the date again?
This is the killer though. It's on at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, which is America, 3 a.m. UK time. Yeah.
But if it's on YouTube, it's going to be recorded. You can watch it at any point, surely.
Hopefully you can watch it at any
but there's
point.
nothing like watching it live.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I just thought it's worth mentioning. We're all. Actually, you haven't played it, have you? But we're massive Last of Us fans. It's definitely something.
What's the date again?
He keeps promising me that it will lend me his PS3, but he doesn't.
It's next Monday.
Dude, I haven't seen you for months.
It's next Monday, Ollie.
Okay, wicked.
At 3 o'clock in the
I'll tell you, Kev, you can borrow my PC. You can borrow my PS3 as soon as the Xbox One update makes the Xbox One 3D. Then you can take it.
You've just ruined a bit of news, but it's okay. It's all right.
Ruined news.
I haven't ruined nothing. I thought I was going to be.
Mind you,
I thought I was going to be leading onto it nicely.
Speaking of, well, actually, you did kind of, because the next 3 bits of news is all Microsoft based. Which, by the way, when we're talking about news, I think I need like some kind of news reporter name, and maybe I should change my voice for the news. What do you reckon? Like,
no.
I really want like a news reporter. Hello, my name is.
Does it need to have Rich in the title? Or
Trent.
Dick?
I want to be called Trent. Trent Moonbeard.
Trent Moonbeard.
Nah, dude, you got to go with Dick.
Dick.
Go with
Moonbeard.
Dick Moonbeard.
Dick Moonbeard. Okay, my name is Dick Moonbeard, and here's the news. Even though I've been talking about it for the last 20 minutes. Okay, so Microsoft is planning to shut down the Xbox Entertainment Studios. Which kind of sucks, because that's basically their platform for delivering like video content on the Xbox. What they have said, though, is that it won't affect Quantum Break.
God forbid it doesn't affect Quantum Break, but I mean, it might just affect everything else.
It's going to destroy everything else.
Yeah, and the 18,000 people that are about to lose their jobs.
Yeah, but at least it's not affecting that game. But that does suck.
Yeah, that's the one thing I thought about when I read it, because I was like, well, to be honest, I'm not going to miss the Microsoft TV channels and like the shows they've done. Right. I don't know, were they in charge of the Halo movie that was done before Halo 4? What was it called?
No.
Were they not?
Forward Until Dawn.
Forward Until Dawn?
No.
Was that not them?
No. I don't.
No, that was all done by 343, or they were in charge of like the like overseeing all the what am I looking for, the words, like consultants, that kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
Jesus, so well, okay. With that aside, I have actually no idea what they've done so far. No offense.
It's probably just all this shit, like maybe their YouTube channels or stuff like that. They're just probably not going to make or put out as much effort into making all that kind of stuff. Maybe, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
mean, it might not be.
I don't know. It's a shame, but there you go. With all of this talk last week about Kinect and how getting rid of Kinect is like a really like kind of bad idea and all this kind of stuff. Surprisingly, in the last month or so, Xbox One sales have doubled without Kinect.
Well, of course they have. It's a money thing, isn't it? It's cheaper.
It's just, but that's crazy. I can't.
But it's not a good deal. It's still not a good deal. Like,
no.
People are like, oh, it's £350. Yeah, but it's then pay £50 for a game. It's £400, and you don't have Kinect. Or you could just go and get the Titanfall bundle for £400 with Kinect.
I don't get why this has caused it to double.
I have no idea.
It's like, do
they
people
obviously knew what they were doing.
Look at, like, the actual cost of it and what it was.
I'd love to know if they've managed to word it in a way that it's not actually like doubled their sales.
Yeah.
Like, is it doubled something? Doubled.
Supposedly, it has actually doubled their sales.
Right. So if it's doubled their sales, then they need to at least be at like what 8 million, 7 million, 8 million units now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Have they overtaken the sales of PS4 with that or not?
No, they can't have done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially in the US, it's just.
That's because they did. That's because I haven't got a PS4, but I want one. But that's because PS4 did everything right from the start when they released theirs.
Well, they just say the right words. It's all about just like marketing, isn't it? At the end of the day, like I'd say, like between them, there's not like a mass amount of difference between the consoles and like.
It's all to do with the install for me. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's that installation thing, like, put in a game on the Xbox One and you're looking at 25 minutes to an hour. Put it in the PlayStation, I'm playing it within a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a good heads up.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just quicker. There's got to be something different inside it in order for it to be like that. I can't think that it's just the way the discs are read, because both machines read Blu-ray now, don't they? So
yeah, they do, yeah. They're very fast drives and stuff. So
there's got to be something inside the PS4 that's. I mean, I'm sure there's some tech head out there that would be able to tell you all the differences, but.
Surely it's just old tech, isn't it?
Well,
I mean, like, that's what you could do with the PS3.
This is it. I actually watched a couple of videos of the breakdowns of basically this guy ripping apart both consoles and yeah, well, you're literally like hacking it apart, and the PS4 inside looks like some kind of crazy tech from the future. It looks like it's really sophisticated, and then you look at the Xbox One, and the majority
it's
of
just Smurfs on a wheel.
Like the console's divided in half, and you got half shiny and then half grated. Well, that half grated has a giant circle, basically as big as that width of that, is.
That's the fan.
And the fan in it is huge.
Yeah.
They were completely paranoid about that thing overheating, because that fan is bigger than the sun, like, in there.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
I am.
I'm happy with that.
My 360 keeps my flat warm in the winter.
Yeah,
That's how hot it is. It gets ridiculous.
I will say the Xbox One is definitely...
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, no, that's right. I was just going to say that the actual setup of the Xbox One looks like a standard PC setup.
Really?
Where the PS4 looks like something from the future. It looks like something like technologically advanced.
That's
really
cool.
Looks it's set up very, very well. So so there you go. Also, this is the big one, which Ollie kind of ruined already. And actually, I'm kind of annoyed that Ollie found this out, because I really wanted to surprise him with this. The August
you can surprise
update.
me no more.
Okay. The August update for Xbox One is going to bring all kinds of awesome things to activity feed updates, expanded friends area, low battery notifications.
Yeah, that's such a little thing.
Silly but useful.
Yeah.
But the main one, enabling 3D Blu-ray, which me and Ollie, we have been waiting for.
See,
and I'm happy that it's happening on the Xbox One, because I really don't care. The Xbox One is a better Blu-ray player. It's just
awesome.
Beautiful to play discs on. The PS4 looks great, but the Xbox One looks better.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's great. And I'm so glad that they finally, one of them stepped up and embraced it, because like, it's not a redundant media. Like I know Lego the movie's just come out.
That's awesome.
I will get that film on 3D Blu-ray.
I got it on Blu-ray.
It has to be done. So
it's loads of people sort of saying, the telly companies aren't putting any effort into 3D anymore. And I went online the other week just to have a look at the price of curved TVs to see what that's. And there is one of the first or second modelled curved TVs out by Samsung, and they're still using active 3D. So it's clearly not dead, and
even
the Blu-rays are becoming cheaper, and it's just it's not a dead product at all. And 3D in your home, we've said it before. I was a convert from Titanic. It's just 3D in your home is the best way to have it. It's brilliant.
It definitely is. And I'll tell you, that way you say it, Titanic still remains for me the best 3D film I've ever seen.
I've not seen it.
It's unbelievable. It's just unreal. Like a film that's
I've seen Titanic, obviously. I haven't seen the 3D version.
How old is Titanic?
We'll have
15 years?
No, it's way more than that. Was it? No, it's 15. Yeah.
Something like that, or
90. Well, it came out in 97.
90. Okay, so I don't know, like 16, 17 years. I can't do maths. Something like that. Anyway,
I don't do maths.
15 maths, something like that. Anyway,
I don't do sums.
Yeah, just unbelievable. I can't believe that, it's like he actually was thinking about 3D back then when he was filming it.
Wow.
I find the same thing with Jurassic Park, though. Jurassic Park is a really good 3D disc.
Is that out in the UK yet?
Yes.
I think it is,
Oh, I've got to pick that up.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I've got to pick that up. Awesome.
But
beautiful disc.
The 3D stuff is really good. But that wasn't the best thing about the update for me.
No?
No, the best thing for me was the fact that you can actually download digital. You could purchase digital downloadable games now, like Outlast, if you've got smart glass from your phone, away from your Xbox.
Yeah.
So if you want to play it, you can actually download it from your Xbox. As long as you've got your Xbox on standby, it will download while you're away. So as opposed to coming home and thinking, I want to download Outlast, and then doing it and then having to wait, you could be at work and be like, shit, Outlast came out today. Go to Smart Glass, download it from the site, and your Xbox will automatically just start downloading it. So when you get home, it's ready.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's
awesome.
cool.
That's really cool.
That is very cool.
that's intuitive.
It is intuitive.
It's about time we had something.
Yeah.
Like that. That's the future.
Yeah.
Because that was Sony were always going to do something like that with PSP, weren't they? Not I think to the extent of downloading games, but they were going to release PlayStation TV, which you could then. They're still going to.
Yeah,
well, they've
it's
been saying that for a long time now.
Release now. So.
Oh, cool.
But I think the original plan with PSTV was you could set it to record a TV show while you were abroad or away, and as long as your PlayStation was on standby, you could use your PSP to remote link via obviously your internet to your home PS3, and then watch all your stored TV shows on your PSP. But obviously, this was back in days of PSP, so God knows what they'll be able to do with Vita now. So
I still think they're planning to do stuff like that with the Vita and PS Home. It'd just be interesting when it comes out, really. I think it might be. I'm not sure when it's. No, it's definitely going to come out. It's just a matter of when. I'm not sure when.
I just don't think there's a market for this anymore. Like they've missed the boat. I think they've missed the boat with it again. Like,
but it's
who's going to have PS TV?
Yeah, but it's the usefulness of having. Basically, if you've got your PS4 set up in your lounge, and you don't want to, and you know, the rest of your family want to watch TV, but you want to play a game, you can go upstairs to like a TV upstairs or something, plug your TV thing into that TV, and then play your PS4 from that, that's just awesome.
Yeah, I guess, but
I think it's pretty cool.
Who's going to have like a massive TV in their bedroom in order to sort of warrant that experience? I'd rather not sit upstairs in my bedroom and play PS4 on my 19-inch TV in my bedroom. I'd rather sit downstairs and play it on my nice 47-inch TV.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I don't know. I'm sure there'll be someone that thinks it's worth it. I don't know. I just gimmicky gadgets and stuff. It's kind of I don't know. I don't know.
So we're good. Well, we'll see when it comes out. We'll see what it has to, what more it has to offer.
I'll probably end up buying one.
Right. Well, I think we'll move on.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I sort of thought about trying to bring up a little subject to talk about each HUDcast and stuff. And I know that recently we've been saying more and more, especially with things like Watch Dogs, kind of that whole open world fatigue, and like what is causing this? What basically what's causing it, and what can we do to potentially what would we like that would fix this problem? Because like I'm finding games like Watch Dogs, I have to really try to pick that game up, and then I play a level and I'm so bored and it's just so dull, and why is this? What's causing this? Could it be oversaturation or something of these games?
Shall I tell you one game that's going to completely regenerate the open world franchise for me?
Yeah,
No Man's Sky.
Zelda.
Oh, Zelda.
Would you say that Zelda's like an open world game though?
Can you?
Zelda on Wii U is going to be the first, as we know it now, open world Zelda experience.
Oh, okay.
So you'll be able to look into the tech demo for it. Obviously has the rendering of the graphics and showing you what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And they're sort of showing you the skyline, and and he says you'll be able to go to the mountain at the back if you want to, because that will change like a portion of the game. Your puzzle solving and all that kind of stuff is now going to be determined through open world experience. So it's not just going to be a dungeon puzzle. It will be, well, how do I get to the top of that mountain puzzle?
Right.
So, they did say, I'm pretty sure they said that Zelda will be a fully open, interactive world.
Ah, cool.
So I think that will revive it for me, because it's a game that has always been open world, really, but not open world, if that makes sense.
It's still kind of a linear course, really. You might have,
but you can still
side missions.
Like Ocarina of Time is open world to an extent, because you can go almost anywhere from the offset.
Yeah.
But to do the story correctly, you've got to do it in the right order.
Sure.
And just because there's cutscenes, or you enter an area, it goes dark and then it loads up to the next area, that stops it from being the open world that we know.
Yeah.
But if the new Zelda is basically just going to be fucking Grand Theft Auto, but in Hyrule, I'm well up for that.
Yeah.
So I think it's not trying to reinvent the wheel, because I love open world games, but at the same time I haven't picked up Watch Dogs for the very reason that I know that I cannot at the moment invest the multitude of hours that it's going to need to really sort of make headway with it.
Yeah, I would say almost regardless of that as well, I just wouldn't bother, because I'm struggling to find it engaging. And it seems to be this case where it's introduced like 5 or 6 perhaps different play styles.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but it feels like it's just kind of like, right, we've got these 5 or 6 different things that we're going to do, right, copy and paste. Throughout the whole game, and you sit there for like 20 hours or something doing the same thing over and over, and it just it's not engaging.
So that's a real shame, because there are certain games like even Black Flag to a degree has an air of
repetition.
I've done this before.
But
never
totally
at any. But you don't at any point go, well, I've done this before. Oh, fuck this, I'm going to go and do something else. I go, all right, I'll just carry on. It's still fun.
Saying that, though, I'm totally invested in the Assassin's Creed story. I've played every game now. I need to know what happens. I will always, I say always, in the indefinite future, I'm going to get those games and I'm going to play them because I want to know what happens in the story. Saying that, though, every single time, and this is every single open world game, like that open world third person game. Every time I complete the story mode, I put that game down. I'm done with it. I don't want to do submissions and things like that, which basically it just doesn't appeal to me. There's no reason. It's like a dulled down version. It's almost like a sort of. It feels like a lazy way of padding the game out. Assassin's Creed 3 for me was.
But that was a shit game.
Worst example of that. I completed that game and I think I was only 30-something% through the game. So where's the other 70%?
But that was a terrible game.
Submissions and stuff like that, which is just boring, like fetch quests. And things like that. They're just dull.
I did find with Black Flag though, I finished the story and then I actually went off and did, I went on the hunt to try and get all the whales and the sharks. I made a point of trying to get all the Mayan stones so that I could get the Mayan armor. For some reason, they felt like worthy quests. It didn't feel like I was just doing it for the sake of it. I was doing it because I wanted to do those quests. They sounded challenging. And also Skyrim for me. Skyrim had a huge replayability. Because even when you finished the main quest, it wasn't overly clear that you'd finished the main story. It just kind of you finished that story with the main dragons, and then it just kind of went wicked. So go kill shit. And you were just plonked back into the main world again. And I just sort of
Skyrim and their sort of side mission things is that their stories are a lot more in depth. They're actually the side missions are stories within themselves. It's not just like you go up to a random person and Billy needs you to go get his blue ball. Go get Billy's ball.
I never found that.
And then I know. And then it's just kind of like that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And
I think you've maybe even answered your own question there. What would make the open world experience better? Make everything in it story based.
Well, exactly right. And I kind of feel like a lot of these games, and by the sounds of Tom's preview that he put up today of Sunset Overdrive, it's kind of another copy and paste of an open world game. And they shouldn't be. They should be pushing it in different directions. And like you say, Skyrim's a prime example of that. And I think games like GTA 5 got it a bit more right, because again they kind of made it a bit more like a story.
And Grand Theft Auto it's Rockstar are just fantastic at just nailing down all the little details that just make that game near perfect. And it's just one of those games where you can just jump back into it, and regardless of what you want to do, I think I said in the last HUDcast, it's when I finished Grand Theft Auto I actually put it down, but for some reason recently I've just picked it back up. and I've just been doing this weird like day in the life of a character. Where I'll just pick up a character and and set a destination and just try and get there. And I find myself just losing hours in this, and I don't understand why. I do it with Skyrim because I think with Watch Dogs, I think it's basically a copy and paste jobby for me of Grand Theft Auto. And I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's like Grand Theft Auto.
It's trying to be, but it's not achieving.
Yeah, I look at it, I'm like, this is like Grand Theft Auto. But when I pick up Skyrim, because I'm a massive geek and I love my Game of Thrones and swords and shields and dragons and stuff, and I just love Skyrim itself as an actual character. I just love being there. I just like being in Skyrim, regardless of what I'm doing. Even if I'm just wandering the landscape looking for hunting trolls, I just enjoy being there because it's like escapism. And I think escapism is like one of the best things that they need to just push now for like open world games.
Yeah, but I think that's what the Elder Scrolls series is just ridiculously good at. I mean, every Elder Scrolls game is always at the top of its game when it comes out. It's always the most engaging, involving, innovative storytelling. It's just what gamers want, you know. Even people that don't game too much watch Skyrim and get interested in it.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I mean I wouldn't want like an MMO approach to them, but I would love. Again, I suppose you can kind of see it in what they're trying to do or what they're going to do with Assassin's Creed Unity. That they're bringing co-op into a kind of story mode. You know, I like the idea of there being this incredible story which structures the game. You know, like, I like the direction. So I wouldn't want it to be like an MMO by any means, but I like the online aspect of it, and I like the fact, like the thought of there being this sandbox game, which then is populated like basically Destiny. Yeah. That's why Destiny is so appealing to me because you've got you're working together with other people online, which is great, but it's still playing out this story, and I think open world games, that kind of I'm talking about that kind of third person open world game like Watch Dogs or Assassin's Creed. It needs that kind of element to it. For me, like that's what I would do to introduce a bit of life back into it. Because I mean, I'm just looking at a couple I wrote down, like Watch Dogs is I just think boring. Dead Rising 3 is just so dull.
It gets really monotonous quite quickly. For the first few hours it's good fun. But
I'm sure Infamous is a good game, but personally I just don't have the enthusiasm to pick it up and play it.
Yeah. See the trouble with Infamous it's his second son, yeah?
Yeah. Well, anything, to be honest. Like...
The trouble with it was some of the missions were... If you wanted to do everything in the game, you had to do all the missions.
Right.
Because otherwise you didn't have enough to like unlock the full ability of whether you chose to be good or evil.
Right.
But the trouble with that was, whilst it was monotonous, I just kept ploughing on because it was ridiculously good fun.
Right. Okay.
As soon as you did level up to that next ability, it was just stupidly good fun. Like the next level of what you could do. In Infamous, I really rate that game. It was a lot of fun, and it is something I am going to go back and do the evil karma version of.
Yeah.
Cool. It's just I'm just not in that place for an open world game right now.
No.
If I was, and there's nothing else out at the moment, I probably would have just gone, sod it, I'm going through Infamous again.
Yeah.
Because it's not an open world game where you have to plow 200 hours in. It's 15 hours, 16 hours maybe.
Right.
That's what I was kind of hoping with Sunset Overdrive, but like reading Tom's preview and watching the E3 trailer, I had this weird thing. So when I was reading Tom's preview, I could just picture me watching the E3 gameplay trailer again, and I could just understand exactly where he's coming from. It just as I watched the E3 trailer, and as a trailer and as a short gameplay thing, you're like, oh, what a cool idea! That looks really good. But when you think like, how many hours are they actually planning for you to invest in this? How long do you really just want to like jump around, like just going absolutely batshit crazy, firing, like unrealistic weapons with like no depth to the enemies at all. Like
even the weapons were like quite
lackluster,
uninventive. And just like I can't be bothered with another one of these games. I will play Assassin's Creed. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, even stuff like the new Crackdown doesn't get me excited anymore because
I think that did, but it will. I'll need to see how the game actually plays, what the game actually looks like.
Yeah.
But that's only because I really like the first Crackdown. I think Crackdown 1 was a great game.
Yeah, it was.
Really, really good fun.
Yeah.
And then Crackdown 2 was just not great.
No.
It was just really, really not cool at all.
It was a mess. Yeah. That's what it was. It was a mess.
And then you kind of were like, yeah, that's probably finished that franchise off then, which is a shame because that first game was so good. It could have been improved upon hugely, but most first games always are a little bit ropey. Yeah. So I'm interested to see if money's been put into Crackdown, because if it has and it's as fun as that trailer makes it look, then I'm in.
Well,
I like a silly game. I like a silly game.
Yeah, if anything, I'm hoping they've learned from their mistake. Like, they made the first one, it was great. They made the second one, it wasn't. And it's kind of been that enough time now has passed where they've actually thought, where did we go wrong? And then they're going to kind of reinvent it and make it back to the way it was.
Yeah,
I'm up for looking back at the old Crackdown. It was kind of bland looking back on it, but I'd rather
it was rough as arseholes.
I'd rather have a really nice big bland landscape and everything be refined in terms of like how you control your character than what Crackdown 2 was, where it was just like, let's fill the city with just everything and just feel like you've got no control. So hopefully they'll get that right.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, that was good. Wicked. Well, okay. Well, with all the wicked games that are basically going to be coming out over the next months, running up to Christmas, I thought it might be kind of cool to just basically pick out a couple of games that we're going to actually spend our hard-earned cash on. What are we saving for? What would we... Kind of like a consumer advice type section thing, just to finish off the HUDcast.
I think it would be interesting to know what hasn't been delayed. And then that may help. But I mean, there's so many games that I'm not even sure if they're coming out this year or next year or what.
Yeah, I'm really confused with the Evil Within.
Well, that's coming out. That's supposed to be coming out this year.
I thought that had been pushed right back until February.
You know what? PewDiePie has already started playing it on his YouTube channel. Not that I subscribe to him or.
How's he got that then?
I don't know, but he's already playing it.
Surely that would be the channel would be shut down if he was playing it without it being.
Unless he was given it.
Early. Yeah, he was been given it. Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough.
But the trouble is, I've not seen any reviews for that yet.
No.
So there must be an extremely early.
I don't know. No,
I mean, unless the game has had such terrible feedback so far, which is from what I gather it has.
Yeah, same here.
And then somebody gives it to someone like that who's got 24 million subscribers and sort of says, we'll give you this, make it sound good.
Yeah, that's right.
And we'll give you some of this.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a guaranteed, people will go, oh, PewDiePie likes it, so I'll buy it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Clever marketing, possibly.
Yes.
Don't quote me on that, but if it is... Well, sorry, I've kind of jumped in there.
No, that's all right. Well, if I read out a couple of games that are coming out, hopefully, over the next few months, like stuff like Destiny, Alien Isolation, Evolve, Call of Duty,
Call of Duty,
Halo Master Chief Collection, Far Cry 4, Forza Horizon 2, Sunset Overdrive, The Last of Us Remastered, GTA Next Gen.
I'm totally getting GTA 5 Next Gen.
What is it that we are gonna really put our money into?
Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation, because that's got my vote as well.
I'm with you on that.
I think that's just due in October.
Yeah, so. I've just tried not to look at too much of that because I'm genuinely excited about the concept because I love Alien, I love first person, and playing Outlast now. I was just thinking watching the Alien Isolation trailer and playing Outlast now. I'm like, they could get this so right.
Yeah.
They could get this so right, and that's
they
why
could.
I'm kind of just gonna step back and see what happens.
Yeah.
I said in a podcast, maybe was it last year? Must have been last year.
Probably last year, maybe.
And sort of said, I'm not gonna get excited about this game. I'm going to refuse to get excited about it. I will pick it up probably day one, but I am refusing to get excited about it because I was still soothing my ass from the raping that was Colonial Marines. And, I'm kind of just over it now. I'm so fucking pumped for this game.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Like, if it sucks, I'm gonna really hurt myself. Like, I will have a little self-harm and a cry because
have a little cry, have a little self-harm. You can't go wrong.
I'm just so pumped. The story, my God, it's one of these games where you just kind of go, how are they making this into like a good story? And then they tell you the story, and you go, that's genius.
Yeah, right.
Genius.
Yeah.
Like, if you really wanted to do another Alien franchise movie, do that. Like, the story is so good, it could be a movie.
Yeah.
Easily, in my opinion, it could be a movie, and you wouldn't have to, taint what they've done with Alien. You wouldn't have to go back and try and do what Ridley Scott's doing with Prometheus. You could just make another story within the Alien universe that doesn't need Ellen Ripley so easily with this idea. And how cool a concept is it that like Ellen Ripley just can't seem to get away from this creature, and now she's basically part of this creature. And now somewhere in the past, her daughter goes looking for her, and now her daughter is now going to be part of this creature's life cycle. It's like it's like Ripley's family just accursed with this creature. It's always going to be in their family or around their family or finding them and that is fucking cool.
It is.
Sold, done. I want that game now, please.
It reminds me, and it just looks like there's been a group of guys that are just absolute massive avid Alien fans, and have just come to the developers, be like, we've got this idea, and they've just been like, that's a great idea, we're going to let you do it. And there's just this like group of these just real massive Alien fans just know exactly what they want to do, and they've just been given the chance to just make it into a great game. It's just the accumulation of a great story and what's going to be a terrifying game, I think.
Same here, and I'm not usually... Well, I do like horror games, but I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to stuff like Outlast and stuff like that. Like I'm pretty like terrified of that.
Yeah,
but I cannot wait for this game. I'm going to play the hell out of this game.
Yeah.
So. Awesome. Kev, anything else you're looking forward to?
Sunset Overdrive, like, I don't know, that's been a little bit of a disappointment, so I don't know. I might pick it up when it goes down in price, but not when it comes out now. So I might let that sway. Halo the Master Chief Collection. I've already got my 3 days booked off work, which is a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I get to play it Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Nice.
I'm just gonna absolute geek out to the Chief because
Halo 2, man. On that, I mean, Halo 2 is such a groundbreaking game in terms of it really did boost the online console community, bringing together of Xbox people.
Right.
But Halo 2 is worth that price, I think, just purely because of its stature of what it is.
Yeah. And the multiplayer maps.
Yeah.
They're releasing like 100 old school maps from all the old Halos gone, and they're going to actually put them out on dedicated servers for everyone just to play multiplayer on. It's crazy. The accumulation.
I think it's such a good idea.
Just one day.
It's like I said before, like on HUDcast, I've played a bit of 1 and not much of 2. Like again, a little bit of 2, but I've not played them properly before. So I'm really looking forward to finally like sitting down and playing through them, and I will play them to completion.
Yeah, 2. I mean,
Halo 2 is a. Yeah, I think you're about to say exactly the same thing. Then you go.
The campaigns are a bit lackluster.
I think the Halo 2 campaign story is brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
It's just too long.
Right.
Yeah.
You jumping from chief to arbiter, and it just gets a little bit frustrating towards the end.
That didn't sit well with me when you started playing as the arbiter. Sorry for those people that haven't played Halo 2 yet. You do play as the arbiter.
It's like a 10-year-old game, I think. Like
it's more than that.
About spoilers or probably more.
Yeah,
than that,
true. But when it happened, I was just like, I just couldn't believe it. I was like looking down. I was like, hooves for feet. I was like, I didn't know what was happening, but that didn't sit well with me. But
it was a cracking ending, though.
What's that?
That ending, the ending for Halo 2 was just brilliant. I mean, I don't give a shit if you haven't played it. Can I ruin the ending?
I like the cliffhanger ending.
Okay, so spoiler for anyone that hasn't played Halo 2. I mean, I find that very, very difficult to believe, but that ending when you sort of the Halo gets destroyed and you're like, oh my god, like the universe is safe, and then all of a sudden a blip appears on the map and it's another Halo, and then another one and another one, and they just keep blipping up, and you're like, all this time you thought it was just one.
Yeah.
Now you're like, shit. It was just that was an ending.
Yeah.
That was a superb ending.
Awesome.
Cinematic ending.
Yeah.
Wicked.
So, but there's other things that coming out with the Chief Collection as well, like a series or something. Like there's just a couple of bits and bobs that are coming out with it. There's like a short film called Nightfall, which is like directed by, I think it might be something like a studio to do with like Ridley Scott. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Ridley Scott's involved somewhere. I know that.
Yeah. Is it under Scott Free Productions or something?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but
that's his, isn't it? Yeah.
That's his, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What other ones wrong?
Well, there you go. There's a short list. Obviously, Battlefield was on there until I found out yesterday that it's been postponed.
Yeah,
but
Far Cry 4 is an absolute must on the Xbox One, and Evolve. I'm really looking forward to Evolve.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm dubious about, which I really hope it includes, is split screen co-op. I really hope they include that. I don't want to see split screen co-op just be torn away from our consoles.
I've got to say, like, I don't want it to be, but Evolve might be one of those games that I kind of don't get straight away. I kind of just put it to the side momentarily, because for me, like, obviously Destiny is like number one for me.
Yeah, I don't even need to say how much I want that.
Alien Isolation, I have to get that Halo Master Chief Collection because I'm aching for some Halo.
I think it should be the law.
Yeah,
if I'm totally honest, it should be the law.
There should be a national holiday for the release of the Chief Collection.
There you go. And Far Cry 4 for me. Far Cry 4 is gonna get it. I think that's out in November. I think so. Oh, and also, actually, something that can wait for me till Christmas, because I like to get a little game, at least one game at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Is Assassin's Creed Unity.
Nice.
I always wait till Christmas for that. That's why I wait till
I do like getting
October
games
release date.
I do like getting games around Christmas. For some reason, there's something about like it reminds me when I was younger.
Yeah, exactly.
You always used to get a game around Christmas. Just revert
to a child, and then I'm just I need a video game for Christmas.
And even if it wasn't like a great game, playing it like years later, it really it feels really nostalgic.
Yeah.
This reminds me of that Christmas. That's why I always like to save a game for Christmas.
Awesome. Right, has anyone else got anything else to add?
Nothing game related. There's a couple of new TV spots for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, which I'm sorry, I am so ready for this film.
When's it out?
August 7th, I think we get it.
Okay. Oh wow,
cool.
I am so excited. I am so fucking excited for this film. It's ridiculous. I am proper spazzing out like I was when I was little.
Nice.
It just, every trailer just makes this film look like it's gonna be brilliant.
There's something out on the 31st which made me get very excited. I can't remember. Is it Guardians of the Galaxy? Is that out?
Guardians of the Galaxies, we're getting that slap bang end of July, man. Like, we might have it next week.
Is that 31st? Yeah, I think that's.
I think it is the 31st.
So
I don't know what to think about that because I don't know nothing about it. The trailer caught me really off guard when I went and saw. I think it was Godzilla.
Right.
And I went. Oh no, Edge of Tomorrow. Sorry, I went and saw Edge of Tomorrow. The trailer came up for Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, what? I was like, what's this? I've never heard of this.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
You know, the early reviews so far say that it's Marvel's first epic.
Oh wow. What, like Chronicles of Riddick was? That's a complete joke.
It's like Star Wars. It looks like Star Wars. Marvel Star Wars. Basically.
Marvel Star Wars, but with a good story, not just a Star Wars story. Not that Star Wars is bad. Star Wars is awesome, but I think it's going to have a really gripping story. I think they're going to have it's got such a good cast, and I just think it's going to act as really good canon for like more Marvel Universe movies, possibly some crossover movies.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's just got success written all over it as long as people go to see it.
Cool.
You know, the fact that Lego are doing Guardians of the Galaxy Lego now.
Wow.
Nice.
So I'm really hoping for Marvel that it's a big success because it deserves to be. But because it's not Spider-Man or Thor, Captain America, it's not like a big hitting name that a lot of people know about.
Yeah.
You know, there is that worry that people won't go and see it. But I'm hoping. I mean, the trailers just make it look so good that kids just want to go and see it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that people that wouldn't have gone to will just go because it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I would stake big money that it's going to be good.
Cool.
Wicked, man.
Yeah, go into what you said about how it being like the Star Wars, like Marvel. I read Laura's article, Guilty Pleasures article the other day on Super Mario Brothers, and I actually found my Super Mario Brothers movie case in my collection from when I bought it for like £1. Can't remember when, don't remember. But there's actually a quote on the front at the very top that says, "It's like Star Wars meets Blade Runner." Daily Mail.
No.
And I just read it like that guy must have been sacked like the day after he wrote that review. It's just like what, like two of the best films ever, and he just related it to the Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins. I was like,
dang.
No. I just wanted to, like you said, a little self harm.
I'm gonna self harm now. I don't know about that. Wicked. Wow. As usual, you can catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Twitch.tv, all those kinds of things. Ollie's face there, right there.
And mine.
And
you can see.
You've got to do the face, man. There we go. There it is. There it is. Awesome. And also, don't forget to check out GamesHUD.net because that is the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Everything we do.
It's where we live.
It is where
it's
we
our bread and
live,
butter.
on the interwebs, on the line.
On the internet.
And a lot of cool articles recently, so definitely check them out. There's many more to come. So check them out, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye. Goodbye.
I miss you, Tom.
I miss you, Tom.
In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Jesus, that was deep.